Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Body Reader by Anne Frasier, performed by Emily Sutton-Smith. Stories linger in the faces of the dead. Chapter 1. One day, she stopped screaming. It was the same day she quit thinking about the world beyond the windowless cell. That world no longer existed. Not for her. Now there were just the plates of food that came at uneven intervals, eaten in darkness, without visual cues, her taste buds unable to discern what went into her mouth. Her life was listening for his footsteps on the stairs. Her life was listening to the shuffle of his feet across the cement floor, and waiting to hear his voice when he spoke. God help her. She'd come to look forward to his voice, his visits. Anything was better than the quiet in her head. Then there were the times he pulled her from the room within a room, pulled her from the darkness. She would blink at the blinding brightness of the single bulb hanging from the basement ceiling. When she tried to speak, her voice scratchy and unfamiliar and hollow, he'd smack her across the face. And that was okay. Today he led her to a drain in the corner of the basement, cranked open a faucet, and aimed the nozzle at her naked body, blasting her with ice-cold water. Even then she didn't scream. She had no scream left in her. "You're disgusting." She supposed she was. Maybe that's why he'd quit touching her. Disgusting was good. Done giving her a dousing, he turned off the hose while she trembled violently from the cold, her shivering, a curious thing, she thought with detachment. "Go on, back in the cell." At first she'd tried to retain her sense of self. For a while she'd tried to remind herself of who she was. She'd tried to recall the color of her hair and the shape of her face. But eventually she let go of all that. This was her life now, and her hair and face made no difference here. Once you no longer desired anything, surviving became easier. Once you gave up and accepted your fate, existence became tolerable because every day wasn't a reset of a nightmare that wouldn't end. In the cell, she curled into a ball.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?